Fake it to him. They'll throw it. Out to the right side. Sievers. He's hit. And the pressure. They throw it back the other way. It is picked off. It headed toward the goal line. And in for the touchdown.
And Ryan Perry sweep around the left side. A lot of blockers, and he hits the gas.
He's gone.
Ryan Perry cuts back to his right. Goes in motion. Handoff. Robert Lathan wide open. Touchdown, Bishop Hartley.
There's been some doubts. Is this program winding down? Is it settling down? Do they have a championship run in them again? And I think they've done a marvelous job in the offseason rebuilding what they have.
Welcome to Jack Ryan Field here at Bishop Hartley High School, where tonight the Hawks are back in action as they take on the Thunderbirds of Lima Central Catholic. Bob McElligott alongside of Randall Sampson here tonight. You got the Hawks at 3-1, the Thunderbirds at 2-2, and Randall, this has been a good place early on for the Hawks to play this year. They had a big win in week 1 over Big Walnut. They had a big lopsided win here last week. They're looking to string a couple of, or another home win together here tonight.
Yeah, so I think tonight's going to be critical. The ability for that front line to really start to gel together. I've watched it for the past 4 weeks. They're gelling and getting better and better. And I think the other component is also that deep threat now that Hartley has. They have a quarterback there that has really seasoned well. So I really want to see how he has developed this week and how he moves his feet and gets set and maybe rip a couple down the field just to open it up and then run that run game.
And to talk about the Hartley defense, they're going to have to be aware of and shut down the big passing game of Lima Central Catholic as well. Got a couple of seniors in Carson Parker, the quarterback, and Billy Bork, who's a split end, tall, wide receiver. Those two guys like to hook up for big yardage. So for the Hawks defense, they'll be tested to shut that combo down tonight.
And I want to see the Deuce out there in the corner for Hartley. He's a big kid. He's about 6'1", and got some range on him, got some great experience the last couple of weeks coming in. And I think that's going to be a critical matchup. And Hartley's defensive line being able to put some pressure and get some push in. And I love that Hartley's rotating their defensive line out. So now you have guys like Donovan, the Junkyard Dog, getting some rest, not having to be on offense and coming out fresh with a nice push up front.
That win last week was big for the Hawks because after that first week win here, and they had a battle to beat Big Walnut, they went on the road and they actually suffered a loss. So to be able to come back and get that big win, that was key.
That's absolutely key. And, the kids almost have flashbacks, right, from the previous season, being on the road, 8 out of 10 games. So I think last season was actually great in that regards because they know how to travel and they know how to bounce back from a road loss. And the only difference was you bounce back and you're at home. So that really helps. And then, 2 consecutive weeks of winning really helps to seal the deal for you.
Yeah, you talk about traveling. This Lima Central Catholic team, this is an independent team. It's a team that spends a lot of time on the road, coming down here to Columbus to play against Bishop Hartley. They do games like this all the time. They're going to get back into conference play up in the Northwest Conference once again next year. But this has been something they've become accustomed to having to make these trips to take on good competition.
And you can do nothing but take your hat off for road warriors like this. So these are kids that are hungry. They want to play anytime, anywhere, any corner of the state, any inch of ground, any field, any football, any conditions. I don't care who you are. They are going to show up and play. And they have found the right ones tonight.
Connor Bjornson's ready to kick the ball off for the Hawks. He's got it teed up at the 40-yard line. There you see Lima Central Catholic getting back to into position. Billy Bork, talked about him. He wears number 14. He's one of the up guys here, not one of the deep guys. They've got some guys that can break it if you give them the opportunity. So the Hawks looking for some good special teams coverage to get things underway here tonight. And this game is officially underway with the angling kick toward the near sideline. Takes a Hartley bounce and is taken at the 11-yard line and only getting up to the 15-yard line. Mylon Cowens, nowhere to go for him. And, if you go back to week 1 and you watch the kickoffs from Connor Bjornson, that the Hartley has always been good at doing the short kick. You got to get it to stay in bounds, and he did with that one. That's why it's only a 4-yard return.
And that was a great bounce because you saw the X-Man flying down there. Xavier Martin out there, he's just doing his thing, and he is that X factor. You never know where that kid's going to show up. And even on special teams, he's flying down, streaking down, and makes that open field tackle which is difficult to do, pinning them down deep.
So here comes that offense for Lima Central Catholic. Carson Parker, the senior quarterback, 6'3", 210 pounds, working out of the shotgun to get things going here. Again, he's at his own 15-yard line. Start things off, and he fumbles the first snap and just wisely dives on the ball back at the 6, a loss of 5 right there.
And even with a little miscommunication there, just diving on that ball, you see Donovan Davis is already getting that penetration. He's shooting right through that gap, and it was just a bobbled snap. But there he is, the big fella, 76, the JYD. We want to see more of him tonight. I really want to feature him tonight and take a look at him in those defensive ends.
Talk about Donovan Davis. He's a senior on that line, 6'1", 275 pounds. Very good at getting into that backfield, as you just talked about. Big loss on that fumble. Actually lost 9 on that. Here's a snap, and the quarterback wants to run it. Coming around the right side, and there isn't really anywhere to go. Roy Ralston was the first guy to get in there and put the body on Carson Parker.
Well, I love seeing 76 run it down.
There you see that offense for Lima Central Catholic. Talked about Parker, Matthew Quatman, the running back there. And again, Billy Bork, the big split end. We look for him as this game goes on. Right now they have him out to the near side. There he is at the bottom of your screen, number 14. And they're looking at a 3rd down and long right here. 3rd down and 13 in order to get this first down. Parker rolling. Looking left, gets that ball down the field, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. So the intended receiver there was Mylan Cowens, but no chance of him getting that football. It's a quick 3 and out for Lima Central Catholic.
Yeah, and he's rolling out to his left, and you've got big Denham Cook rushing up, so it makes it difficult.
There, the guys that just did a good job there on that 3 and out. Talked about Donovan Davis, Roy Ralston, another guy, that linebacking core, he's going to come up there. He and Jay Zhang, very, very important in the middle of the field for the Hartley defense, and they will be again here tonight. So now it's going to be a punt, and it is Parker that does the punting. He's standing in his own end zone as he gets it away from the 1, and this is a terrible punt. It angles out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. They're going to place it. We're going to wait and see where they place it. It's got to be near the 30, maybe a little bit, a little bit outside the 30 to the 34. So now it'll be the Hartley offense. Matt Galick, the quarterback, Robert Latham Jr., he's going to get a heavy dose of the football in the backfield here tonight. There's no doubt about that. But you talked about Matt and his ability to throw the ball down the field.
I'm really impressed by this kid. When he has time and runs that play action, and that's because you have a great running back, and then you also have a solidified offensive line now in Blake Wyatt. And when you look at Ryan Perry stretching the field, helping you stretch the field. And then I want to look at Nick Ruby in there in the middle.
So from the 34 of the Thunderbirds, the Hawks ready to go to work. And they bunch it up as they normally do. Latham takes it, looking for running room. He's got it on the left side. He powers his way all the way down inside the 25. And he's going to have a first down. Well, this Lima Central Catholic defense not getting put into a good position here to start this game. And a lot of guys on this side, as is the case with Hartley, that are going to play on both sides of the football here tonight.
Yeah, Bob, I think that's the key. When you take another human being and put him in a bad situation, good things happen for you on your side. You got to be on the winning side of that battle.
So it is a first down and 10 for the Hawks. Waste no time whatsoever in getting that first down. Latham is set up deep in the eye as the tailback once again, but they're not going to hand it to him. They do the quick handoff and banging it across the right side is Bryson Winbush. Just a quick hitter there as he came off the wing for a good pickup of yardage.
Ow, that's the Coyote.
Whatsoever.
Getting that first
and he
down.
keeps his
Latham
level
set
low. I
up
love
deep
how
in
he
the
keeps his
eye.
pad level low. Backside tackle does a good job. Wyatt does a good job sealing. And he just keeps his level low and just kind of shifts right through it.
Picked himself up 9 yards on that run. So that leaves a second down and 1. They hand it to the man in motion on the jet sweep, and this one looked like it might go for a loss. And I think when all is said and done, there's going to be a penalty called here. Ryan Perry was the ball carrier, but it's going to be a face mask called against Lima Central Catholic. And that's going to give the Hawks the yardage they need. Carson Hefner was the guy that got the face mask.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting spun around by your face mask. That's a pretty obvious call right there, huh?
Yeah, there it is right there, plain as day. Hefner got that right hand right up there in the face mask. So it's a Easy first down here for the Hawks, and it'll be first down and goal as they place the football down inside the 9-yard line. See the Hawks come out with that 3-deep eye formation here with the running backs. Who do they give it to? It's Lathan. Bounce to the outside, puts his head down, powers toward the goal line, and he's going to be placed down at the 1.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the tight end, number 86, Brendan Lorette, did an absolutely fabulous job, because once that big fella locks onto you at 6'4", 235 pounds, he locks on to 54 and just starts mowing him out of there and sealing him off. And right when he turns his body, he lets go, because you don't want to get called for that hold.
Give it right back to Lathan. This time he easily steps across the goal line for the touchdown. And the Hawks are on the board first here tonight. Just 54 seconds into the first quarter. The Hartley Hawks have themselves a 6-0 lead with the extra point upcoming. Again, nothing fancy right here, Randall. No need to be fancy from the 1.
No, you just triple eye it, give it to your deepest back, and let everybody else lead through. And there's number 76 clearing out the way, and I think he's got his guy all the way back to the goal post.
So the extra point attempt is upcoming here. See if Bjornsson can make it a 7-0 game in favor of Hartley. And he does just that. Pokes it straight through. And that's a nice start for the Hawks. Again, they played well on defense, forced a 3-and-out, forced a bad punt, and then took advantage offensively.
Yeah, and I like this, the makeup of this team, Bob. I tell you, they have a very business type attitude to them. They go out there, they do their job. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. But when they do get high, you better watch out, because they are bringing it. And I really like the approach that they have here. They're very humble about what they do. They just go out there and do their job really well.
Yeah, and I think that was really evident in the opener, that big Walnut game. And, you know, when you have a game like that, especially to start your season, that's a character-building game. And then you go and you get a setback the next week, and then you come back. It's all about learning week after week. They've done that in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, and this senior group, I mean, they are a tremendous group of kids. They're leading out on the field. You can see them on the sidelines interacting with the younger kids and getting them in the game. So I'm really impressed by the senior group.
There's Cowens deep on the return. And they will kick it in his direction again. This time he comes up to take it at the 17. Over the 20, 25. He's got room.
He's got room.
And look out. Down the field he goes. Cowens, he's got a man right alongside him trying to take the kicker out of the play, and he does. That's a touchdown. So Lima Central Catholic answers quickly with a touchdown on the kickoff return. They've got a chance to tie this game with a quick extra point.
And he shows some speed there flying down the sideline. Kicker has to squeeze that guy to the sideline a little bit more and make that a defender instead of just running with the guy. But even this kickoff right here, the backside of the formation did not squeeze over. So that front side, they're holding on, waiting for that backside to squeeze over. So it's just a miscommunication. And there he goes. He's taking off. And that kicker has to squeeze that guy to the sideline as much as you can to make that a defender.
About 83 yards on that touchdown on the kickoff return. And now the Thunderbirds try to add the extra point, quickly tie this game. And that is exactly what they do. So we've played 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and it is already 7-7.
And I think we got a good matchup of speed against speed tonight, huh?
Yeah. And
so we'll see how that goes.
That was a question. Both teams have already figured that out, haven't they?
They both rang the bell on that one.
So now the Hawks will get a chance to return a kick here. Again, they started their first drive at the 34-yard line of Lima Central Catholic. So they had the short field on the first offensive possession. Send a couple of guys back deep to take the kick. One of those is Ryan Perry. The other one is Bryson Winbush. Well, those are two guys, as you look at them right there, they've got some speed. Let's see if they get a good kick that they can return here.
Yeah, and I haven't seen their kicker kick it off, so I'm leery to see what happens here. Field goal kind of slid through, so you can never tell when somebody's rushing you versus having to do an open field kickoff. So this should be interesting to see where the ball lands and then see if Hartley can actually get some yardage back on this.
Matthew Quatman, the kicker, not taking much of a run up at it here. Just a kick angle toward the far sideline, taken by the Hawks at the 23. And up the right side they go, looking to break free and getting across midfield.
That's that Donovan Tucker.
Yeah, nice job that Donovan does there. Getting the ball, finding a little bit of a seam, and getting it back into Lima Central Catholic territory. Hey, save the date for April 13th. It's Hartley's Evening of Excellence. It'll take place, and there'll be can't-miss prices. There's a wonderful catered meal and much more. The Evening of Excellence is going to be the place for you to be on April the 13th.
Evening of Excellence is always amazing. They do such a great job with that.
Spot the ball at the 49 of the Thunderbirds. Hartley Hawks ready to go back to work. And they want to throw. Here's a pass. That is incomplete, falling in front of the intended receiver, Ryan Perry.
And the quarterback saw that his guy was wide open on that nice little curl, and he just wanted to get that ball out so quick without setting his feet. So he just has to set his feet, and I think he'll be okay. He had zero pressure, and I just think he saw it, and he's licking his chops ready to get this ball out.
Well, again, sophomore quarterback, and nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we talk about learning, and
That's
sometimes
right.
you get a little bit anxious, or sometimes you see the play and you don't take that extra half second to let it develop.
That's right.
So this time they'll hand it off and dance their way right up the middle, and that's going to be for some couple of yards there for the Hawks. Not a bad job in getting that one up there. Aaron Shoemate, the ball carrier.
And this is that thunder and lightning package that they have. So you have Shoemate comes in. He's a totally different back, and he hits that hole, and he's a scat back. He finds he stays low with his center of gravity, and then he explodes through the hole. So he's a totally different back than what Hartley's used to.
Good job in picking up 7 on that play. They're down at 3 now. And we've got a flag. Hawks indicating it's against Lima Central Catholic. We'll get the indication right here. And no, they were trying to sell it. It's against Hartley. They'll back up 5.
So it seems like the guard flinched in there, and then it drew everybody off, and then everybody points fingers at he jumped. No, he jumped. It was him. You kind of play that gamesmanship to influence the officials, but I think Lima Central Catholic got the best of that one.
See if Galich maybe puts the ball in the air here. It's a 3rd down and 9. Could be 2 down there territory. We'll wait and see. He will look to throw. Looks left and does throw. Through the hands of the intended receiver. That throw was high. Ryan Perry tried to jump up and bring it down. Couldn't do it, and the punting unit is on.
Yeah, and the ball sailed on him a little bit there. That was a quick hitch. So you're trying to get your guy out in space, catch the ball, and let him get that first guy to miss, and you're out the gate. But the young quarterback has to keep his head up because he's starting to get frustrated a little bit now. So you're seeing him kicking the dirt. But I think he'll bounce back.
So that is a 3 and out for the Hawks. Of course, the penalty didn't help there. Took them from a 3rd and short to a 3rd and long situation. So that changed the whole demeanor of things.
And those are the learning moments, right?
Perry, the punter, he drills this one back inside the 10. Fair catch at the 6-yard line. Ooh. Yeah, I'll tell you something. It looked like Billy Bjork was he was surprised by that kick. I mean, it was a line drive, and it started to carry, and he didn't want to take a chance.
Yeah, it came at him quickly, and, it's one of those rugby-style punts, so it could either hit and then just backspin and fall dead on the 8. Now you're stuck, so he had to fair catch it because he didn't know if the ball was going to roll through the end zone or just stick.
So, in other words, it's just about the perfect punt. Put him back at the 6. Second offensive possession here for the Thunderbirds. Didn't have success on that first one. Carson Parker back out there to run this offense. Not a great snap. He wants to run the football. He's got some room. He's got a first down as he's knocked out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line.
And it looks like Lima Central Catholic's made some adjustments on their offensive side of the play call. Like to see the defense squeeze down a little bit more, but they really outflanked the Hartley defense on that. So great call by their offense coordinator.
Good job of following that play by Donovan Tucker to be able to make the tackle, prevent any further yardage from being picked up there. First down and 10. Got a 4-receiver set here. A handoff. And a good job staying put. Denham Cook did not bite on that. He waited for the ball carrier, took him down quickly.
Yeah, and they're doing some really good stuff with the window dressing, getting Hartley's defense to be a little bit confused as far as lining up and being aligned. But Denham Cook kept the eye on the ball and got in position and made that great tackle.
And there he is right there. So that's a pickup of just over a yard. We'll call it second down and 8.
You like to see that dynamic duo of Cook and Rory getting after it.
Tighter formation this time for the Thunderbirds. They fake the handoff. Parker, oh, he's in trouble, but then Cook falls down. That allows Parker to let it fly, and it's incomplete. Over the head of the intended receivers, and you could say it was Michael Quatman. And also down there was Mylan Cowens. He didn't hit either one of those guys. Raylo Hogan was the guy closest to the football.
And this is what I don't understand. How a kid like Denham Cook makes up so much ground. I mean, his closing speed to that quarterback was amazing. And that quarterback was kind of surprised that he got there that fast, right?
Yep.
A kid that's 6'4", 230 pounds, it takes him 3 steps and he's there.
Well, they'll spread it out again. Third down and 8. Parker, low snap. He handles it. Now he throws out to his left. Cowan, nowhere to go. Run out of bounds.
Wow, and that's great discipline by the Hartley defense. Sitting back on that screen, reading their keys, because they had their ears pinned, ready to go.
So they're going to force Lima Central Catholic to punt the ball again. Of course, when you have the quarterback as the punter, it's never a guarantee.
Never a guarantee. There's always some trickeration up the sleeves with that one.
Although where you are on the field, you don't want to make a mistake and turn it over. So they will kick it away. Again, a better kick, spiral kick, bouncing inside the 40-yard line. Hawks will let it go, and it'll roll down to 33. And that's where Thunderbirds will pick it up. And the Hawks defense ready to go back to work. Or the Hawks offense ready to go back to work, rather.
Yeah, and I think they just need to get back into their groove. I know it's hard. Everybody wants a short field. But the problem with short field is limited play, so you can't get into that rhythm. So now they have an opportunity to start to get into that rhythm. They started it, and then they had that penalty. You're third and short. Now you're third and long.
They switch running backs out again. Lathan is back there as a tailback. He has the lone Hartley touchdown. And you've got Ralston as the up back in this formation. Bring a man in motion. And they hand it off right up the middle. Roy Ralston powering his way out to the 43, 44-yard line.
And so they had that offset eye with the fullback just tilted to the right a little bit. And they basically just tell him, run through this B gap and start churning your legs. And, man, this kid's lower body strength has improved during the offseason where you could just see him dragging people.
Not just dragging anybody, but dragging Parker. Big quarterback who plays safety and the defensive set. First down and 10. Lathan takes it. He's got some room. He had to cut back to the middle, and he's still on his feet and still driving. And they'll get him to the middle of the field. He'll get to the 50-yard line. Tell you what, that was a nice job there by Lorette, the tight end, because as Lathan was getting stopped, Lorette was right there to start nudging him forward.
Oh, yeah, and he's a big kid at 6'3", 235. And having that kid lean on you from behind like that and just keep pushing that pile, that's exactly what you need as a running back.
Blake Wyatt also in there, that left tackle. He was helping to push his running back along. We pick up 6, second down and 4. Lathan, much easier run this time up the middle. Has one man to beat. Couldn't quite get around him, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line of Lima Central Catholic, and just a good job there by Billy Bork to hang on.
Now, this is the same kid from last week, number 55, Parker. He comes pulling around that corner and just blasts that defensive lineman and helps clear that out. And then you have Rory coming through to help finish it out.
First down and 10 as the Hartley offense is on the march. This time they had Lathan lined up on the wing. Want to turn and toss it to the wide receiver coming in motion, and there is room down inside the 25-yard line. Bryson Winbush. They love to get those wide receivers in motion, Randall. They love to use the jet sweep. This time, a little bit of a pitch.
Yeah, and I want to see Layton stay on his feet. Y'all, you got to be careful there. That was almost a downfield cut. You got to stay on your feet and lock onto your guy, but those guys on the outside, speed.
So another first down as they place the ball at the 24-yard line. Lathan takes it, now double handoff, but Thunderbirds were ready for that, and it's going to be a short gain. I'll tell you what, the guy that was really ready for it that time was Lewis Knotts. Makes a tackle.
Yeah, I think that's good scouting by them. They really played their keys and read their keys well and stayed home.
Here's a pitch to Lathan. That was an ugly-looking play from the snap, but look at Lathan turn it into something really pretty as he's down near the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of a first down.
He has a fumble on the snap there. It hits the center's behind, and they just happen to get the pitch out. And there's a lot of finishing off on that run, so to speak.
Blake Wyatt would have blocked right there and knocked his man right out of bounds.
We call that an off the screener.
First down and 10. Ball sitting at the 11-yard line. Lathan, look at the hole. Now he's trying to dance through it. There's a flag on this play as Lathan is down inside the 5, but this one could be coming back. And it is. That's a hold against Hartley.
And this is the thing we talked about earlier. You get the penalty. You start getting into your groove, you start getting into your rhythm, and then the penalty forces you back.
Yeah, you go back to that last drive. They had third and short, jumped off, or went in motion, took 5 yards, and that changed everything.
Yeah, and I actually think that was on the right guard, and he said number 10, but I think it was actually 51.
Yeah.
He got inside the guy's waist. The guy did a swim move over top of him, and then he just hung onto his waist too long.
That's going to back it up here, first down at 20. Fake the handoff to Lathan, throw it on the left side. Perry has got some running room, stays on his feet, and he broke one tackle, couldn't break the second one, but he's down to the 4-yard line, first down and goal.
Wow, what a setup on that. Wide receiver sets that up beautifully. He kind of pretends that it's just a little bubble. Boom, sets up his block, comes through, and there's a quick feet just to kind of get a couple more yards.
Blake Wyatt, again, the senior left tackle. That's the third play on this drive where he has had a key block. Back to the triple I. That's how they scored their first touchdown. Lathan takes it, trying to pick his way through, battling, and he's not going to get there. He's got 3 Thunderbirds. Or did he? He had 3 Thunderbirds wrap him up. They're going to rule him down at the 1.
I'm impressed with this kid's lower body strength just to keep dragging and hauling people, because we thought he was down right here. Okay, play's over, blow the whistle. But then they continue to scrum and keep dragging, and he's sticking the ball across the goal line. We might have to throw the flag for some instant replay. Was his knee down? Was his knee down, Bob?
Well, fortunately here, they'll just hand it off again. And they're going to give it to Ralston, and he's taking it into the end zone for the touchdown.
You've got to love a senior like that, a kid that's persevered through a lot, stayed healthy mentally and physically, and just keeps churning along.
Well, again, here you've got 3 guys. Any of the 3 can get it. Who's it going to be? Rory Ralston takes the ball. Look, easy for him. Wide open lane.
Well, everybody's focused on number 12, and that opens up the offense for everybody else.
Another good look at that as Rory just walks into the end zone to put the Hawks back on top. Try to add the extra point. And that extra point is good. And Hartley takes a 14-7 lead over Lima Central Catholic. So 2:49 remaining here in the first quarter. The Hawks back on top. And this is Hartley Hawks football on Yamo Media.
Today's broadcast is presented by the Mortgage Captain. Need guidance on your home buying journey? Call Todd Utrip at 614-618-3331. By Yamo Media. Be on the lookout for the new Yamo Media app, soon to be available on the Android and Apple Store, as well as yamomedia.com. By Training ABC. Employee training courses that are simply better. Visit trainingabc.com for more information. And by Page Tech. Take your event to the next level with Page Tech Limited. Visit us at pagetechltd.com for more information.
Bishop Hartley 14-7 lead as they put the ball in play. Little line drive kick. Thunderbirds get it up to the 20-yard line. They've already returned one kick for a touchdown. They're trying to do it again inside the 40-yard line. And finally, they're going to be drugged down at the 30-yard line. Good job of pursuit there by the Hawks. That was Julian Elliott that ran him down.
And if they would have squib kicked it to the other guy that's a little bit faster, he'd be in the end zone right now as well. 2 kickoff returns back-to-back for him.
Yeah, you're right. The last 2 times they went to the other side. And this time, almost the same result. There you see those holes opening.
Yes, lane integrity. Nobody's keeping their lanes on the inside. Everybody's just kind of bubbling out, allowing themselves to get flushed out to the outside. And once again, well-coached team will take advantage of it.
Now it's a shorter field for Lima Central Catholic this time. They start at the 30-yard line, hand the ball off, and they're only going to pick up about 2 yards on that carry by Matthew Quatman.
And there's the big guy in there, defensive end, Lorette, making that tackle, squeezing down, getting through, and squaring back up for that running back. And in my opinion, I think he's the most underrated defensive lineman in this conference. So I'm watching this kid for the last couple of years just maturing and getting better and better and better. And you love watching kids like that as they grow. And nobody sees them because it's under the radar.
2nd down and 9. They saw him on that last play. Parker, little pump fake. Now he's under pressure and on the run. Trying to create enough time and room, and he does throw all the way across the field. This is the ball that's caught at the 1-yard line.
Whew, there's a lot going on in that play.
Well, he goes to his favorite target there, and that is Billy Bork. And they hook up for about 28 yards, but there is a flag on the play. And it's holding against the Thunderbirds, and Lima Central Catholic, instead of a big play here, it's going to be a big loss.
And you can see Zhang coming through, coming off the blitz, and right there, he just trying to get through, can't get there, flag goes down. But quarterback does a good job scrambling, staying on his feet, finding his man, and just heaving it to the back of the end zone as hard as he can. And now it's just a jump ball.
Yep. Jump ball indeed. Problem is that the receiver's 6'6", so he has an advantage. But again, good job by Zhang to apply that pressure, draw the hold. That was Hefner that got called for the holding. So that'll make it 2nd down and 19. Time now for Parker, and he throws near sideline. Man is wide open, and he missed him. That was Lawson Flores, and there was nobody on him as he swung out down the right sideline.
And that's great adjustment by their offensive coordinator because Joey Wooten and everybody's eyeballing number 14 coming right there on the screen, and boom. Good window dressing, and 21's wide open, just a touch too long.
I'll tell you what, it's easy to say he overthrew him, but Xavier Martin Fuller is coming across there. He forces him to throw that ball to the outside like that. It's not an easy pass. He's not wide open because of the way that Fuller was coming across.
No, because you're using that sideline as another defender, so you have to almost place that one perfectly. You have to be that Pat Mahomes.
3rd down, 19. 2 receivers to each side. Parker wants to run it. Not a great choice. He's down. Down pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. Roy Ralston, one of the first guys in there. So now it's 4th down. kind of in the tight spot right here. You either try to punt it and kick it toward the corner there and pin them deep, or too far out really for a field goal probably, or you just go for the first down. Looks as though they take the punting option. But again, as we told you, Parker is the quarterback and the punter, so we'll see.
Everything's on the table, and you almost want to just pin this one back, let Hartley go 90 yards if they're going to score.
Whoa, and he just got that one away. And can they get down there and to down it? No is the answer to that question. Great pressure by Joey Wooten right off the snap of the football there.
Yeah, he didn't put he didn't have that 9-iron sandwich to kind of get the backspin on that. I think he got his 7-iron out and let it fly.
I think there is a flag on the far side of the field here.
Yeah, looks like we got a break in action as the Zebras start to talk a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of them have gotten involved in this conversation, so we'll see what the call is going to be. They have holding against Hartley. So that'll back them up to the 10-yard line.
And I think they got the goal accomplished when I said try to pin him at the 10 and let them go 90 if they want to score. They just did it the other way. They said, we'll get a penalty out of it, I'm sure.
They didn't do it the dramatic way.
No.
So Matt Galick ready to go to work. With a lot of field in front of him late here in the first quarter. Handoff, and Thunderbirds right there to make that tackle immediately. There was no room whatsoever for Aaron Shoemate. That'll probably be, or could be, the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah. And, just to catch him off guard coming out first and 10 on your 10, if I'm Hartley, I'm coming out and running levels or going for that back post.
So the first quarter is going to wind down here. And did you know you can support Bishop Hartley and earn a tax credit on your Ohio income taxes for 2023? Visit EmmausRoadScholarship.org or scan the QR code to learn more about making a gift that turns your tax dollars into scholarships at Bishop Hartley today. One quarter in the books. The Hartley Hawks lead Lima Central Catholic. Scores 14-7 here on Yamo Media. Fake it to him. They'll throw it. Out to the right side. Severs. He's hit. And the pressure. They throw it back the other way. It is picked off. It headed toward the goal line. And in for the touchdown.
And Ryan Perry sweep around the left side. A lot of blockers, and he hits the gas.
He's gone.
Ryan Perry cuts back to his right. Goes in motion. Handoff. Robert Lathan wide open. Touchdown, Bishop Hartley.
There's been some doubts. Is this program winding down? Is it settling down? Do they have a championship run in them again? And I think they've done a marvelous job in the offseason rebuilding what they have.
Second quarter getting underway. Second down and 10. Shoemake takes the pitch. Trying to come around that right side. Not going to get much. He's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line. So they give him 5.
And he's a good change of tempo kind of back, too. So I want to see him dash through a little bit more. He's coming back off of a little high ankle injury. So he was out last week standing on the sideline and playing close and gave the thumbs up at the end of the game that he'll be back this week. So here he is. So we'll take a look, see if he gets featured.
They're down at 5. Important play right here. Send Perry in motion, fake the pitch to him. Now they hand it off and come right up the middle. This will not get them the first down that they were looking for. Winbush crossed the 15, just got to the 17 before he's brought down.
Well, they gave it to him.
They did?
He just fell forward.
All right.
And big number 70 over here did a great job sealing off that edge. Yeah, he got it by a couple yards falling forward.
There we go.
The Coyote.
Take it. First down and 10. Hand it off to Zhang. Blasting his way up the middle and kept driving all the way across the 25 out to the 27-yard line.
And I don't know what they did in the offseason with this development program, but the running backs aren't going down on first contact, and they're dragging people with them as the pile moves, and they keep their legs churning. So I think Hartley's really worked well on strengthening up that base in that lower level during the offseason.
That replay was a great look at it right there. He drug 3 men along with him. Handed off, and over the right side. Comes up the near sideline, and getting knocked out of bounds there is Shoemate. Got to look around and see if maybe there's a flag coming at the end of that play, but no.
And there is.
Yeah, but not the one I was looking for. It's a holding call against the Hawks. Look at Shoemate hold on to that football.
And there it is again. You know, you get this contact, this initial contact that they can run through, which is a great thing to have from a running back side. But the flags is not typical Hartley football. So there's a lot of laundry on the field that needs to get cleaned up.
Now, again, the hold is marked off from the spot of the foul. So they would have had the first down. Now they don't. It's going to be second down and maybe a long 4. So the hold is a little bit further downfield.
I think that was just a good pancake on number 3.
Switch up the running backs once again. Lathan's back in the game. They pitch it to him. Good job to shake off the first tackler, but that second one couldn't get away from him because he just quite frankly couldn't see him. That's a nice job of coming in from underneath by Lewis Knotts and getting the ankles.
Yeah, and those are the difficult ones as a running back because you're focusing downfield. So you go first level, second level. Now he's looking at second level downfield. Here's a guy that slides underneath just to get on his ankles. We got a situation happening here with the chains. They can't figure out, is it a first down? Is it a... The chains are shifting and moving. And
well, they started to move them. Now they want them to come in for the measurement. I think that's what they want. I think the guys on the chains automatically assumed it was going to be a first down. So they were starting to go downfield. And then they said, no, go reset. Now that you're reset, bring them all the way across the field so we can look at this.
Yeah, and usually, you know, the chain guys move when the official on that sideline tells them to move. Yeah. So there's a little bit of confusion.
Get a good look at it here, and they've got the first down.
Nose of the football.
See, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, the guy on the far side saw it pointed it out. And, you know, the guys that are right here, they're the ones that were wishy-washy about it, but I think it's all good.
We got to be sure. We're sure.
We're sure. I'm still waiting for the day when you could just hook 2 lasers up on the chains and then just spray and see if the laser light hits the spray and the ball touches it. First down.
It's probably not that far away.
No, that's easy.
First down at 10. Hawks do not jump. Kalick puts man in motion. Handed off and right up the middle. Coming barreling to the near side is Jay Zhang. All the way down inside the 20 before he's shoved out of bounds.
Oh, the big fella got loose. Moose is out there and he got loose. And this is the problem that you have with this kind of team. You got the Coyote giving some window dressing. You got Lathan. Now you're worried about other things, and this guy just slides right in there, and the Moose is just down the sideline making it happen.
Got it down to the 19-yard line. It's a nice job by him. The offset eye went a little bit on a counter play. Everybody focuses on Lathan. They better this time because he's got the football. And he does a nice job there. He put the brakes on. He stuttered for just a moment, and that was able to get him another 3 yards. Let's look at that previous play again by Zhang. Look at this.
And that's basic fullback trap. That's all it is. It's a 2 trap, and let that guy come running across, sees number 12, and then all of a sudden 45 is underneath him, and he's down the sideline.
Last run good for 4. Second down at 6. Kalick's got plenty of time on that play clock, so goes up under center, backs away from it.
And I like this formation where you have Lathan out on the wing like that. So many options.
Now hand it off. Zhang over the right side. This time they're ready for him. And they are right there to make the tackle. The first guy that made the contact was Caden Falk.
And this is a testament to Hartley's strength and conditioning program, because here you have a guy that ripped it for 60 yards, and then the next play, he's still in there. He's not taking a breather. He's not going out, and they feed him the ball again.
Go back to that offset eye look. 3rd down and 2 here. You would think Lathan gets the football. He does, and he's trying to stay on his feet, but he's just to the 10. It's going to be a little bit short.
And that's tough because you got to stick with your blocks, fight all the way through, stay on your feet there. And sometimes, Lathan, he just got to hit that hole, buddy. Just hit it, because you only need 2 yards.
4th down in the yard. And they will get that rather easily. As a matter of fact, all the way down to almost the 5-yard line is Robert Lathan.
Did I say something about hit that hole?
Yes, you did.
He explodes through that. And then this is what I love to see right here. Donovan Davis, number 76, right there on number 3 into your screen, and they just get a double team and drive that kid off the screen.
1st down and goal from the 5-yard line. Gaelic really doing a nice job of orchestrating this drive. And so many times that's what a Hartley quarterback is asked to do. Get there and make it work. Good handoffs. And here's another one as they power it down toward the goal line. Going to be stopped at about the 1.
And I like his patience. He's very composed. He got a little frustrated earlier, but he's very composed. And the kids respect him for that. And they work hard for him and for each other. I love that.
Jay Zhang taking the football again that time. Down to the 2-yard line. Pitch it to Lathan. He cuts it right up the middle, and that is going to be at the goal line and not quite in.
And even in that play itself, this is the thing that the kids really respect. Watch number 17, the quarterback pitches and says, all right, come on, follow me, big fella. I'm going to mix it up and go in there and stick my nose in it. And the kids really respect that out of their quarterback.
Hand it off again, and this time the Hawks will walk it in for the touchdown. Lathan would not be denied. That's his 2nd score of the game, and that'll make it 20-7.
And that's the exact same play. They just said, hey, we're going to run it again because we were very successful on that side. And they just pitch it over to Layton. The quarterback turns and says, all right, let's go. And it's 4-on-3 on the outside, and that's a mismatch all day long.
Well done, well executed. Let's try to put this extra point on the board. And the Hawks are able to do just that. So a nice drive by the Hartley Hawks. And so they have themselves a 21-7 lead. Yamo Sports is proud to continue working with Bishop Hartley to produce these broadcasts this year. We also want to tell you about the Yamo Media app that's coming soon. Yamo's mission is to create a localized network that celebrates Central Ohio, and you can find all of that content on the new app. From live-streamed events and sports to original shows and podcasts, the Yamo Media app will be a centralized location for all of our content. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Yamo Media and Instagram at Yamo Media 614 to stay plugged in to the latest information, catch highlights from tonight's games, and much more. Yamo Media, achieve more.
And I'll tell you what, this Yamo Media has really stepped the game up to get this app going. And even on X, formerly known as Twitter, showing some highlights that were generated by Yamo Media's AI component. This is just amazing. All the tech tools, the visuals, the sounds, and having Bob in the house to be the voice of the Hawks.
I thought with the app that took away your raise, but from that whole speech, I guess it didn't.
No. And then the raise for that is a hot dog at halftime and maybe some popcorn and a fresh bottle of water.
That's all fair.
That's all fair.
Oh, Hawks capping off a 90-yard drive. Now they go with a squib kick, and this is covered by Lima Central Catholic.
Looks like we have offsides on the kickoff as well. So Hartley's kickoff team really has some work to do in practice to figure this out.
Yeah, they've given up one long touchdown run of 83 yards. They had a second one that was almost a touchdown run. That time Caden Falk jumps on the ball but because of the offside call, they'll make him kick it again. It's obvious, Randall, they don't want to go to those deep guys right now. They're not confident in their kick coverage.
No, they're not. And even trying to squib it, they can't even squib it. And it looks like maybe they need to change out some personnel in there, put additional speed on the field.
See what they go with this time. Well, again, that one comes off of Lima Central Catholic. The Hawks say they have it. No indication yet, and they do have the football. There he is. Rory Ralston walks away with the ball.
And that's that old school phenomenon around here called Birchfield kickoffs. And Birchfield used to just live off of onside kicks all day long. Nothing else. No deep kicks, just onside kicks. You 50-50 it and you have a chance. And here it is. It's looking like we have a flashback coming back to 2015.
Brady Malcolm was that guy. He's right here. Look, bam, they rocket it right off of him. It's now live football.
And for an up guy, that's difficult because those guys aren't blessed with the hands. So it's very difficult. So now you have to start figuring out how we're going to change our special teams.
Hawks are right back on the field offensively. Gaelic rolling toward the near sideline. Throws the football. It's caught. And Winbush is going to be down to the 32-yard line.
And somebody let the Coyote loose tonight.
Bryson Winbush, junior wide receiver. Just sneaks down that sideline, has himself in perfect position. Look at this throw. Right on the money, and he can turn and take off.
You saw a flash of Coach Birchfield saying, go downfield, let's go.
Shoemate takes the football. They're trying to stack him up and strip that thing, but he will not allow it to happen. He gets inside the 30 and down to about the 26.
And I like when Shoemate comes in. He gives a good change of tempo, good change of pace, and the ability for him to hold on to that ball, Bob, like you said, that's critical.
Sophomore running back right there. He's got a bunch of seniors wrapping him up right there, trying to steal that football. Wouldn't let it happen. Picked up 6, second down and 4. Now put him out on the wing. And there is movement on that defensive line. And it'll be an offside call. So good job there by the Hawks. They get a man to jump for the first time. Jaden Williams, defensive lineman, came across a little bit early. Hartley has had some penalties go against them. Got a couple for them here. They had the one that allowed them to kick off again. They got it on the onside kick, and now they get this one.
Well, let's see if they can capitalize on it, coming at a short field again.
First down and 10. Hillick's got 2 receivers out to his left. He's got 1 man to his right. He'll send that man Winbush in motion and give him the football. Let him go around the left side. And we've got a flag on the play as Winbush is all the way down near the pylon. I think he got knocked out before it, but I don't think it'll matter.
Now, I've seen some calls in my life, and I do believe that this is a horrible call.
Well, let's look at it.
Absolutely horrible. Before the instant replay.
All right.
So right here, number 5 on the outside, he pancakes his guy, and they call that holding. Come on, man. That's what a wide receiver dreams of, to pancake the guy on the edge, and you want to call that a holding? Come on. Let him play a little bit of football.
First down and 15. So you're staying with your original opinion after the replay?
Absolutely.
You said you wanted to wait and see the replay, but you're sticking.
Absolutely confirmed. And if I'm that kid, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop it.
Here's a handoff. And Winbush around the right side breaks a tackle, and he'll be run out at about the 5-yard line. That's how you come right back, isn't it?
You just answer right back, and that's the Coyote coming out there saying, hey, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. And I love that number 5 right down here on your screen. He was not deterred. He kept doing what he does best, and he's out there laying a block. He didn't lay off. Look at him. And he said, oh, I'm going to get you down on the ground again and keep punishing you. That's the attitude you have to have. Keep doing it. Don't stop.
That one looked worse than the other one. Here's a handoff. Rory Ralston up the middle, powering to the goal line. Touchdown!
And There's that Bishop Hartley off-season strength and conditioning program again. Legs churning, dragging them in. Come on, man.
There he goes. Second score of the night.
Now, the one thing that I did see him do at the end here, Bob, he gives the double arm flex with the biceps right there. I do believe you've got a little bit more bicep flex on him than he, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to go for two. Up 27-7. Gaelic keeps the football, and he's down.
And that's a new play for Hartley. I haven't seen that one with the quarterback option in the backfield like that.
Jaden Williams in to make the tackle and prevent the two-point conversion, but 20-point lead now for the Hawks, 27-7. Look, you're up by 20. You want to try something different when you're controlling the game at this point in time? Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it helps out for scouting purposes. It throws another play in to the metric for the other team to have to prepare for and to think about. And even in that kind of play, you could take the quarterback out and put one of your speedy wide receivers in and almost run it as a wildcat option. It just creates so many new wrinkles and variables that you have to think of as a defense coordinator looking at this Hartley team.
Packed house here tonight, homecoming at Bishop Hartley.
Hey, you know September 15th, right?
Yeah.
My birthday.
No.
Yeah, September 15th. Now, this field, Jack Ryan Field, was dedicated on September 15th, 1990, 33 years ago. Can you believe it?
So you and Jack Ryan Field share the same birthday.
And somehow I'm 37 today. I don't know how that all works out.
Hey, they had the deep kick covered this time. Good job by the Hawks as the run back just gets to the 20-yard line. I love this. This time, Randall, it's like, you know what, we are going to kick it deep. Go ahead. See if you can beat us again. The answer is no.
Yeah, because at some point in time, you're just going to have to buck up and do your job, right?
Yes. That was on the return. Lawson Flores. And, again, nowhere for him to go. He had 4 blue jerseys right around to take him down.
Now, you know how times change, Bob. There's things you can't do nowadays that you used to do back in the day. So in 1990, when they dedicated the field, a Hartley student, one of the Murph brothers, a Hartley student, jumped out of an airplane and parachuted down to the field and landed on the 50. Can you believe it?
A current student at the time.
A student at the time.
Student at the time.
Nowadays, you can't do that. It's too much liability. Kids flying in airplanes.
Oh, big run on the right side. And that is Parker all the way up the far sideline before stepping out of bounds. He did that just before he was going to get hit. They're going to place the ball at the 40-yard line of Bishop Hartley. Was it his idea?
Apparently so. We had no idea it was happening.
Look at that. Low snap again. Parker this time. This is a run all the way.
Yep, Xavier's got to step up and make that tackle. He got flat-footed and waiting for the running back to make his cut. By that time, it's too late.
And right now, if you're Lima Central Catholic, you need a shot in the arm. You need something positive to happen. They've just given up 3 straight touchdowns. Parker takes the ball. Quick handoff. And this is going to be, well, more yards than it looked like it was going to be right off the draw there as Matthew Quatman takes it. He gets about 5.
Yeah, and the thing about them is they didn't panic. You got your big wide receiver. You want to throw a 50-50 Hail Maker and try to get back into this game, but they're sticking with their running game and sticking with their plan.
Actually, it was only 4 on that one, so second down at 6. But again, when you get a guy like Carson Parker, and he's a senior quarterback, he's a guy that's been around, he's a guy that's big, he's a guy that controls the game. Mm-hmm. You've been doing a good job of keeping him off the field in this regard. Don't let him get control of the game. And there he goes again, trying to go around the right side, breaks the first tackle, not the second.
And that's great by Hartley's defense. They started getting caught up a little flat-footed, but now they're attacking a little bit more. And first on the ball there was Rory slicing through. He just barely nicked that tackle and missed it, but the cavalry came.
Now it's going to be a 3rd down and 5. And this is more than likely 2-down territory right now for the Thunderbirds because they're down by 20 points.
Hey, you would think so, but if you don't get this first down, now you're putting yourself in a situation where you can get a bigger margin if Hartley gets the ball back.
We're going to get a timeout called by the Hawks here with 3:46 remaining in the first half. Their first timeout. So again, Hartley has been in full control of this game. It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch the offense execute. I told you it's homecoming here at Bishop Hartley. This is the Hawk Fest that was going on earlier tonight. And again, a great turnout. Look, it's an absolutely beautiful evening. It was that beautiful afternoon turned into a beautiful evening here tonight. And there were plenty that came out to enjoy the festivities.
And it's a great family event. And the best part is I'm seeing some of the adults in there that I went to school with, and they have their kids here, and they're bringing their families. And that's what Hartley's all about, this family atmosphere that really makes it a special place to be. The kids are here. The kids grow up. And these kids are the same kids that we were when we were young playing here. So it's really exciting to see this and see the next generation replenishing.
And nobody parachuted in.
And nobody parachuted in. Now, 15 years from now, they're going to say, can you believe they had a dunk tank? How dangerous is that?
3rd down and 5. Carson Parker running out of time. Now running for his life. And he turns around. You got to watch. This guy can throw. And he goes all the way back across the field. He's got his man. And they're going to pick up the first down. And Hartley, that ball came free. It's on the far sideline. Do the Hawks get it and recover and take possession? Yes, they do. How about that play?
Whew. That one is zany. Holy smokes.
Well put.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they must have drawn it up that way because you scramble all the way to one side,
watch this
whirly bird around. So he's running for his life knowing he has his guy on the other side of the field, and he sets it up and throws it. But I was concerned that number 75 was going to be downfield as a legal man downfield. And there's a punch at the ball. And I think I was Tucker that punched at the ball.
Rory Ralston comes up with the fumble. All that work for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that was a good probably 60 yards worth of work.
Hawks have the ball back. Galick wants to throw. On the run, slings it. Shy of the receiver, incomplete pass. Smart throw, though.
It's a great throw. Great throw, because he had levels. He's running levels, and he's waiting for the guy to open up. He opens up, and he has to put it in the only place that he can, low and inside. Anywhere else, it's an interception. They're going pick six, and they're taking it to the house.
So look at him watching this the whole way.
Yeah, that's the only place that he could throw it, because he had a guy on the backside and two guys underneath.
3:21. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Pitch it to Lathan. Trying to cut it back. Now he's going to bust it toward the outside, and Lathan tripped up just at about the 39-yard line. It'll be a couple yards short of the first down. But again, that's a lot of processing mentally in what he did right there.
Yeah, and just the ability to see the field, look at next levels, and now he's also feeling those linemen coming underneath. Last time they came underneath and got to his ankles. This time he felt them. Nice little stiff arm, and he's real nasty with that stiff arm.
3rd down and 2. Give it right back to him. And he comes through a hole, breaks a tackle. There he goes. Robert Latham, one man to beat. He'll be drugged down at the 22. Honestly, though, Randall, when he first gets the football, I mean, he's only got 2 yards to go, and they're closing in on him, and all of a sudden he shoots right through the hole, and he's gone.
And it's that strength that I'm talking about. Something happened in the offseason with these kids. Their lower body strength is amazing. As you can see him, that nasty stiff arm, and then he just goes, and this kid is going to be something special.
E.J. Jones prevents the touchdown with that tackle. So it is first down at 10. Actually, that was Mylan Collins again. Made that tackle there. Collins has been a part of a lot of things here for Lima Central Catholic. He's been a busy guy, especially on the defense. They hand the ball off and try to come around the right side. Joey Wooten can't find the room he's looking for.
And Joey's football IQ is so high. the ability to just use that sideline, tiptoe, and then realize I have to get out of bounds, make the clock stop, just so that we can continue this drive.
I said he couldn't find the room, but you know what? He got 3 yards.
He got the
what they gave him. He took it.
And he could have got 4 by turning it up, and then the clock keeps running.
Right. 2nd down and 7. Lathan back in there, and again with the football in his hands. Trying to be patient, but they are on him this time. But again, still turns it into a positive game.
And the most difficult thing about this kid, all arrows are on him consistently. Everybody knows 1, 2's in the game, all arrows are focused there. And somehow he continues to fall forward, get yards, break tackles, and fight through it.
3rd down and 4. Pitch it to him again, and he accelerates. Gets hit near the 10-yard line, but that'll be good enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, great blocking from his fullback, just following through that hole. And this time, instead of trying to find different levels, he found one speed and one level and said, boom, let's go get that 1st down.
Don't you think if you're going to wear that much neon green, you got to be good? Because they're going to see you, right? You
There's
stand
no
out.
hiding
You
it.
stand out when you go out on the field. But look at this. You want to stand out, run like this. Robert Lathan, another good job there, grinding out yardage.
There's no hiding it. I think a few weeks ago we had on the neon yellow, and I call that the LSU yellow. and I do believe he picked up the LSU yellow on a trip down to Louisiana to the Bayou this summer. He went down for a visit, and I saw him with his LSU yellow on, and I saw I was at the Pickerington Central and Olentangy Liberty game, and their tight end, defensive end that committed to LSU had on his yellow gloves and yellow cleats. So all these kids talk. On social, they all talk, and they talk about coordinating this kind of stuff. So it's awesome to see the kids are having fun with it. Because sometimes this stuff can be a beatdown, you know, all the pressure, but the kids are having fun with it.
Well, he's having fun. He's got 2 touchdowns. He's got 18 carries, 104 yards on the night right now. So he's over 100 yards in the first quarter of this game. He set up his team with a 1st down and goal from the 9-yard line. You see Lathan still out there lined up on the wing now as Ralston's alone setback at the moment. They love to put guys in motion. And they give it to Roy Ralston. He got tripped up immediately.
Oh, he tripped over his own lineman's foot. Sometimes that happens. You hit that hole so hard, and that offensive lineman has that foot kicked back, trying to engage, and then you just kind of trip over it. You can see right here in the replay, right there. Offensive 51 was kicking out his guy, and his foot was just back a little bit, and you can't control that. That's just part of the game.
No, again, still positive yardage. You got 4 on it. They're at 5 now. A turn and pitch it, and coming around the right side and into the end zone for the touchdown. And they get Fidelis Amoja involved here.
And it's seldom that you see the deuce on the loose like that, but now again, you're creating more wrinkles, more people to think about, more people to worry about, because you got a good feeding of Rory. Now this guy comes around the corner. Oh, Hartley has some flyers, and they are on gear.
Well, it looks like they'll go for 2 again here. Last time unsuccessful in the 2-point attempt. We got Perry out wide to the left. Latham is going to slowly shift into the backfield. And hand the football off and take it right up the middle. And they did not get into the end zone. So another missed opportunity on the 2-point attempt. However, Bishop Hartley with a commanding 33-7 lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, and I was, waiting for Rory to get the ball for that touchdown so he could do the double flex. We're going to call that the double bob flex from now on out, right? Huh?
Yeah, it really does look just like me, but different.
Well, your arms are bigger.
Yeah, right.
You got more muscle, more girth.
I'm not carrying 3 guys into the end zone like he is, I'll tell you now. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
But good evening here for the Hawks to this point. I mean, controlling this game and doing what they want to, and that's the same thing that happened to them last week. Last week a little bit in a different way. I mean, they came out, and they've worked for the points that they've got in this game, finding different ways to get the football and turn it into points.
Yeah, and overcoming the penalties, right?
Yeah.
And usually that's a setback, and it's difficult to overcome those penalties. So they overcome the penalties and also capitalizing on the turnovers from Lima Catholic.
Go with another deep angled kick. This one's going to check up, and they're going to get there. They will get there at the 7-yard line and pounce on the football. Julian Elliott downs it.
Oh, slight miscommunication there. Now, Bob, tell us a little bit about why Hartley gets the ball there. What's the deal? Is that a live ball? It's not like a punt, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a kickoff. That's not a punt. Yeah, he's on it. What are they doing? They just walked away from it.
I thought I saw the guy waving it off, and then he walks away.
Yeah. It bounced and it checked up. Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm so used to on punts, and they're downing it. That's a kickoff. That's a live ball.
It's a live ball.
Here's the offense again. Gaelic under center from inside the 10. And he wants to throw, and he does throw. Wide open, he's got a man in the end zone. And getting his second touchdown, Fidelis Amosia. He ran one in, and now he receives. And the Hawks score again.
Well, let's take a look at this real quick, Bob. And I think he just sneaks out the backfield and catches in the back. Actually, that's big number 8.
Yeah, it is.
Denham Cook. That's a big target at 6'4", 230 pounds. Can't miss that one in the back of the end zone if you're the quarterback. And that'll get his confidence back.
Nice throw. As you said, nice big target there.
And that's the gift that you have at Hartley. You got 2 big tight ends, 86 and Lorette, and then you got Cook on the other side. And your defense, you got to figure out who we're going to cover here. And if I'm worried about covering them, boom, I'm getting pancaked.
Extra point up and good. And the Hartley Hawks with a 40-7 lead. You know, we were talking about, I don't know, 5 seconds ago about how they've controlled this game and found different ways to get the ball. And they're back in the end zone again.
Yeah, and if you're Lima Catholic, you know, you got turnovers, but then you have mental mistakes that you can't afford either. So it's all of these things compounding against a really good and well-disciplined Hartley team.
Yeah, and that last kickoff, you know, I'm assuming they thought it was going to kick out of bounds, but you can't assume.
No.
When it's a live ball, you can't assume.
When it's a live ball. And then now you also have this balance or this trade-off. Yeah, we have a kick return for a touchdown, and we just gave up a touchdown on a kick return as well. So you have this trade-off that happens.
Well, you said the Hawks were going to have to practice their kickoff returns during the week. They fixed it.
In-game fixing, that's always good.
Here's a line shot. They'll take it this time at the 10-yard line. And come up over the 20. 25 and a nice tackle. Actually, gave ground back to the 20-yard line before the tackle was made. And there you see the happy guy in Ashton Cook.
Yeah, this is what happens. Everybody stayed in their lanes. They didn't press too hard. They didn't get bubbled out and get washed out. They just stayed in their lanes, and miracles happen.
Well, Lawson Flores wasn't letting that ball go, and that was kind of a line drive. That one probably goes into the end zone, but it's out to the 20. Now for the Hawks, it just played this 43 and a half seconds.
Yeah. And for Lima, do you take a knee and just take it in at halftime, or are you really trying to go 80 yards here?
Well, hand it off, go around the far side, and going to stay in bounds. As carrying the football that time was Michael Quatman.
Well, they're staying disciplined. They're still running the ball and sticking to their game plan and not panicking. But I think all buttons need to be pushed at this point.
And Hartley kicked off to start the game, so they get the ball to start the second half too. And Lima Central Catholic just going to let this clock run out here. They have had enough for the first half And Hartley just hitting the end zone time and time and time and time and time again. And they carry a 40-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. Talk about getting everybody involved in the football game. The Hartley Hawks have done just that. And I'll tell you what, this homecoming crowd here at Jack Ryan Field, seeing a lot of nice things. Enjoy coming out here so far tonight to see their football team play here against Lima Central Catholic. Well, we'd like to welcome the following classes that are celebrating milestone reunion years. The class of 1973 is celebrating 50 years this year.
Gold.
I'm going to do all this math for you. Class of 1978 celebrating 45 years. And the class of 2003, doesn't seem like that long ago, right? 20-year reunion celebration for them tonight. At halftime, we'll be joined by Vice Principal of Operations Andrew Jahan, right here on the Yamo Sports Network.
Is also having their 30th at TAT Murph's, is my understanding. Now, it's not on the list, but that's the official word I got out on the street. They're heading over to TAT's for the 30th reunion.
Can you become an honorary member of that class just to show up?
I do believe so. Once you make the announcement, you are automatically an honorary member. You get free entrance into the door, free sandwich.
And there you go. All right, we're at halftime. It is 40-7, and we'll take a break and come right back here on Yamo Media.
Today's broadcast is presented by the Mortgage Captain. Need guidance on your home buying journey? Call Todd Utrip at 614-618-3331. By Yamo Media. Be on the lookout for the new Yamo Media app, soon to be available on the Android and Apple Store, as well as yamomedia.com. By Training ABC, employee training courses that are simply better. Visit trainingabc.com for more information. And by Page Tech. Take your event to the next level with Page Tech Limited. Visit us at pagetechltd.com for more information.
Grace Mashensick, with her parents Ashley and Robert Mashensick. She attended St. Pius Grade School. Nathan Ogden, with parents Amy and Steve Ogden. He attended St. Pius Grade School. Piper Minich, with her parents Laura and Stephen Minich. She attended St. Catherine Grade School. Brendan Lorette, with his mom Kimberly Lorette. He attended St. Pius Grade School. Jada Shade, with her mom Holly Williamson. She attended Grace Christian Grade School. Andrew Bassetti, with his parents Diana and Christopher Bassetti. He attended St. Pius Grade School. Gabrielle Schwant, with her parents Lil and Andy Schwant. She attended St. Matthew Grade School. Donovan Davis, with his parents Carla and Ramal Davis. He attended Grace Christian Grade School. Blake Wyatt, with his parents, Maureen Dodd and Stuart Wyatt, he attended Holy Spirit Grade School. All right, your king and queen for 2023 is Andrew Bassetti, Piper Minich.
today's broadcast is presented by the Mortgage Captain. Need guidance on your home buying journey? Call Todd Utrip at 614-618-3331. By Yamo Media. Be on the lookout for the new Yamo Media app, soon to be available on the Android and Apple Store, as well as yamomedia.com. By Training ABC. Employee training courses that are simply better. Visit trainingabc.com for more information. And by Page Tech. Take your event to the next level with Page Tech Limited. Visit us at pagetechltd.com for more information.
Here at Jack Ryan Field on the campus of Bishop Hartley High School. Bob McKelligot back with you, and I'm joined right now by the Vice Principal of Operations, Andrew Jahan.
Hi there, Bob.
Hello, Andrew. Good to see you. We're taking a look at this, talk about operations. Looking at this brand new turf once again here at
awesome.
What do you guys do, just replace it every year? Or?
Feels like it a little bit, but doesn't it look great? Got done in June. Ahead. Great company did it. Amazing. Redid the logos a little bit. We added boys lacrosse, and we just announced last week that we'll have our boys lacrosse program officially, so that's exciting. Got a coach named Brent Pugh. He's going to start building our team. So I think the red lines. I played college lacrosse, and I should know this, Bob. But I'm looking over here. So I think it's the red lines that we're looking at there.
So that's obviously a great addition. You've had the girls lacrosse program here for years.
A while, yeah.
And the boys lacrosse, I'm sure it's going to help you in your enrollment. No question about that. And but I'm sure there are a lot of kids that are in the elementary schools and the middle schools right now, the Catholic middle schools, and they're excited about that, coming to Hartley for that.
Yeah, and you can see it growing. It's been a growing sport for a while. St. Catherine and St. Matthews have big programs too, so we're excited to be able to offer those kids the opportunity to come here and play. Playing sports is a privilege, and we tell kids that you come here for our faith, our education, but, playing a sport or being in a club is an honor and a privilege. But to be able to offer them that too and have them wear a Hartley uniform is really important.
And this is obviously it's a big week here. We've talked about it. It's homecoming, and this is a celebration of not just current Bishop Hartley, but going back many, many years here. It's always a great week. The weather couldn't have been any better for it here tonight. First half couldn't have been much better for it tonight. How nice is it as somebody that went here and graduated from here? I mean, you homecome every day.
Yeah.
When you come to work.
I didn't think of it that way.
But for those that only get to come here once in a while, I'm sure there are a lot of people that every time they come back are like, wow, I can't believe you guys have done this, or this is so much better, or this is so much different.
Right, and I mean, even look at this operation. I was talking to you earlier about where we were 5 years ago when I was holding a webcam up, and you were trying to call a game by yourself, and look where we're at. But yeah, came back here because this is a special place, and I got great opportunities here, and wanted to continue that. It's just something about this place we always say that's magical, and so to have all these people back here tonight at Hawkfest, and then have the reunions, the class of 2003. Which is a year older than me, is here tonight, and see some of those faces here. A lot of people I went to high school with is phenomenal. And the weather, my gosh, you get a little bit of the fall crisp air tonight. It's amazing. Yeah,
and you're not the only alum that is working here. I mean, it is. You're talking about people like to come back here. It is a very special place, and nights like this you get a chance to showcase that. But what are some of the other events that you have that go on that you get a chance to showcase that as well?
Yeah, we'll have open house coming up here soon in November, but 8th grade visits really start to kick off, so that's our admission season, so we're really bringing kids back. Open house is a really fun night where you get to see all our programs, everything we have to offer. The building's opened up. We'll put the lights on in the field and bring everyone in. And then, when you start to turn to spring, you got a couple other ones. We'll have the Evening of Excellence in April, which is our big event that we have going on every year to help with our annual fund, which is important. It takes a lot to run this place, but we wanted to make it look great. And when people come back, we want them to enjoy the experience. You can just look out there. I mean, over there on the north end zone and see all the alumni back with their kids and all the alumni that work here too.
Yeah, and that's the other important thing about it. There's not just those that come back and may work here, but those whose kids are now coming through the program like they did, and telling them how much tougher it was when they went through it than when their kids go through it.
Oh, man, me and Randall were you were just hearing me and Randall talk about our experiences and how it's different. The bonfire we used to have out in the field. Bonfire's not happening anymore, folks. we got great things going on, and then the parades we used to have too. But, we try to transform those things and provide experience. So our house system has really allowed us to come into the next generation of being able to provide opportunities of that holistic experience and family experience.
I think your house system is what makes this place unique amongst everywhere else around. And again, having a son that came through this high school and went through that house system, the way you take that sense of competition and still somehow merge it with unity is I imagine that even years later, you guys probably still argue about a house competition where somebody got beaten out of something that they shouldn't have.
Oh, every year the house, there's controversy a little bit because people love it and they get excited into it. You know, I remember when Matt was here and he got to play hockey and he was ripping it up in there, hitting one-timers, and people were, what was going on? So it's great in that way because then you get to see kids in a different light and different view, and get to really hit some of those skills that you may not always see unless you go out and see them do a play or come out on the athletic field or go to where they work.
And it's a nice break from regular class. I mean, you get out there, you get to have fun like this, and do some different things. It breaks up your day. You know, once a month you're going to get a chance to do this and compete against your fellow students and get together with your own group, with your own house. And that's just these are the big things. But that house system, there's more to it than this. But this is where it's really showcased.
Yeah, and we know kids aren't machines, and you can't just pour facts into them and everything. You're here to learn. You're here to be a child of God and grow in your faith. But these are really important experiences because you just get to join with your classmates and your teachers. You know, this week we had homecoming too, and we had faculty versus student games too. So it wasn't house-oriented necessarily, but still have that same feel. Speaking of which, if any students are listening to this, thank you for the dress-down day because the faculty took home the victories after volleyball, tug-of-war, and knockout as well. But, I mean, we had an eating competition tonight at Hawkfest too, so a house one too. So you can just get the feel of what this is, and it gives us that special moment and opportunity when you really form those relationships.
Well, we're glad to be here tonight for homecoming and for this gorgeous evening that you talked about. And thanks for coming on. It's good to see you. I don't see you at all anymore, it seems like to me. I mean, you just keep getting promoted and get busier, and I get busier, and that's the way it works. But I'm glad you could come up and come on and talk about the great place that Bishop Hartley is here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate everything you, Bob, do, and Randall and Matt coming on and really being champions of our school and being out here. It's a special place, and you guys really add to that too, so thank you.
Thank you. Andrew Jahan, Vice Principal of Operations here at Bishop Hartley. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second half. Hawks are up 40-7. Fake it to him. They'll throw it. Out to the right side. Severs. He's hit. And the pressure. They throw it back the other way. It is picked off. It headed toward the goal line. And in for the touchdown.
And Ryan Perry sweep around the left side. A lot of blockers, and he hits the gas.
He's gone.
Ryan Perry cuts back to his right. Goes in motion. Handoff. Robert Lathan wide open. Touchdown, Bishop Hartley.
There's been some doubts. Is this program winding down? Is it settling down? Do they have a championship run in them again? And I think they've done a marvelous job in the offseason rebuilding what they have.
Today's broadcast is presented by the Mortgage Captain. Need guidance on your home buying journey? Call Todd Utrip at 614-618-3331. By Yamo Media. Be on the lookout for the new Yamo Media app, soon to be available on the Android and Apple Store, as well as yamomedia.com. By Training ABC. Employee training courses that are simply better. Visit trainingabc.com for more information. And by Page Tech. Take your event to the next level with Page Tech Limited. Visit us at pagetechltd.com for more information.
Getting set to start the second half here at Bishop Hartley. Bob McElligott and Randall Sampson here with you. The Hartley Hawks in full control of this game, 40-7. They have the lead. What they wanted to do in the first half, they were pretty much able to do that. And they get the ball to start the second half on top of all of that. So let's see what gives here in the second half. A little squib kick by Lima Central Catholic, and Hartley recovers that one inside the 40-yard line, and that's where they're going to start with a first down and 10. Randall, 30-plus points here, so we've got a running clock as we take a look at some of the highlights from the first half, and there's Rory Ralston getting into the end zone early tonight. And it was the kickoff. And then this is where, with the deep kicks early, the Hawks had a problem. couldn't cover those kicks, and they're taking that one all the way back. Lawson Flores, he didn't quite take that for the touchdown. The previous one had gone for a touchdown. Got that one deep into Hartley territory, but it was no problem. They wound up getting the football back and getting the job done. So here they go offensively, coming around the left side. It's Perry. Perry, little stutter step, and that's going to buy him 10 more yards. He's all the way down to the Lima Central Catholic 30-yard line.
And this is what you want to see. You got your first team offensive line back out there again. Let's get them nice and lathered up with a sweat, get a good workout in for a drive or so, and then start substituting in. And Shoemate coming around that corner, pounding that corner. And he did this last week. He gives that little stutter step. I want to see him just explode to that corner. Trust your speed. You can break. That kid's fast enough. He can break that angle. So just go ahead and explode to that corner and take it to the house.
First down at 10. Galich takes the ball, hands it off. Shoemate, left side. He finds some running room as he picks his way down near the 20-yard line, the market at the 21.
And he's so shifty. I mean, this kid has some good explosion, good leg movement, and I like the way he runs with his pads low, head up, and he just keeps moving forward. And it's one of those where Hartley says, hey, if you're going to block like that on the edge, we'll give you the rock, and that way you get a chance to be featured and make things happen.
Second down and 3. Galich again, he's got that time. We've seen them do this a couple of times. They come up to the line, 20-some seconds on the play clock, break at about 19, wind it all the way down inside 5 seconds, hand it off to Shoemate. And he didn't have anywhere to go. He gets caught in the backfield this time. Couldn't spin out of those tackles.
No, there were about 3 or 4 guys on top of him the minute he got the ball, so good discipline by them. And I tell you what, it's good discipline by the Lima Central Catholic crowd as well. They're sticking around for this game. They're here to watch their kids participate. They continue to cheer their kids on. And I love to see that where the parents and families come down to support their kids. So kudos to the families over at Lima.
Loss of 2, third down and 4. See what the Hawks do this time. Again, Shoemate still the deep man in the offset eye. Going to hand it to the up man and busting through inside the 10, the 5, and all the way to the end zone, Jay Zhang.
Woo, that was a lot of muscle and meat coming through that middle there, because this kid is enormous and he has quick feet for a fullback, and just to keep pounding through that central hole like that, I think that was just a regular dive, just a regular call up the middle. And it's just regular football where you're just saying, hey, I'm going to hand you the ball off, and you just run straight through. And there he goes. And, you know, a kid like this, you almost have to say, hey, you can't just fall down, because the kids want to score. The kids are playing football still. So you almost want to say, hey, take a knee, but the kid sniffs out the goal line.
Going to hand it off again, try for the 2-point conversion, and it looks like they may come up short. And this is third time tonight they've come up short with a 2-point attempt, and 2 of the 3 times it's been by a yard or less. But nonetheless, although they didn't give him that touchdown. I'm sorry, I called that a touchdown, right? They marked that at the 1-yard line. Is that what they did?
I thought they gave it to him as a touchdown. I was assuming this was the...
I guess.
Now there's confusion.
Yeah, there is confusion. They have a second down marker over on the far sideline, but everybody's walking toward their sideline, so that means that it was a good touchdown, and that was a 2-point attempt.
Looks like just another little dive straight up the middle. Just trying to move some of that line of scrimmage, and he almost lost the ball there, but secured it. And reaches forward for the touchdown. Yep.
Yeah, that was a touchdown, no doubt. All right. Yeah, there was a lot of confusion there because what the down marker was reading and what the way the teams were.
And the officials the officials on the other side by that down marker. I think he's having conversations with the chain crew about having that second down sign up. So that confused Hartley's play calling because they weren't quite sure if it was a touchdown or not. But I think they're going to get it all squared away.
Well, in any case, it is 46-7 now.
Yeah, because you don't even need the down marker up if you're going for a 2-point conversion.
Right.
Just lay the sticks down. And we are in the territory of a running clock, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see this thing continue to move forward without people running out of bounds and the clock stopping. I'll tell you what, Bob, last week we played the game of people having comments in the Google YouTube machine. So we want to find out, who's the furthest watching this game tonight. And last week I think we had somebody all the way down in Fort Myers, Florida, and North Carolina was represented as well. So it'll be interesting to see who's out there watching this evening and where they're located as Hartley alumni watching this on homecoming.
Lima Central Catholic will get this ball started about the 28-yard line, 28, 29-yard line.
That's decent coverage on that kickoff. I think they've rectified some situations and didn't wait until halftime to make those changes, so that's really good. And defense seems to have some new faces in the defensive backfield, and Lima still has their starters out there and being patient running the ball.
And nowhere to go. Randall, you ask and people answer. Joseph Kruger is in Houston watching us tonight.
Joseph, my man, there we go. Houston, Texas. That might win the award for being the furthest away. Contact Hartley with the athletic director, and they'll send you a T-shirt.
Look at this run with absolutely nowhere to go. And by the way, you're going to see some new guys in the game here, right? So you got some guys with a chance to play under the lights here on a Friday night.
Well, you still got the junkyard dog in there, Donovan Davis, making things happen.
Oh, big throw, and Michael Quatman, somehow he didn't see that. I don't know how he lost that thing, but the ball was on top of him, and all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I mean, if you're down in Houston, Texas, how do you explain Hartley football to folks out in Texas football? Because it's two totally different types of football between Texas and Ohio.
Yes, it is.
So trying to explain that to them, and when you're out there, you're probably sticking out your chest, trying to have bragging rights to say how great Ohio football is versus Texas football. So that's always a great battle.
3rd down, 11. Parker wants to throw, has to move, and throws on the move. And he's got his man, but his man doesn't have the football. Michael Quatman drops another. Now that one was in his hands. That might be one of those cases of trying to run before you have control of the ball.
Yeah, and he had it, and he was going to spin and go for that first down, if not more yardage. And I just think he got so excited about it. Quarterback did a good job staying patient, getting hounded in the back, and you just got to keep your eye on the ball, young man.
So that makes Lima Central Catholic 2 for 7 in passing. Got only 10 yards in passing in this game, which is unbelievable. Parker punts it away. It's another short punt, angling toward the sideline. Takes a Hartley bounce and rolls back to the 39 where it's downed. Robert Lathan Jr. leading the Hawks with 104 yards. Matt Galich hasn't been asked to pass much tonight. That normally is the case. This is a running offense. But Galich is 3 for 6, 40 yards, and he threw for a touchdown. Hartley's got 293 yards on the ground in the first half.
And the part of the stats that you don't see is the quick pitch to Lathan down at the goal line, and the quarterback is leading as a lead blocker. That kind of stuff will pop off on the tape, but you won't see it in the stats in the box. We've got a new quarterback in.
Yes, indeed. And here's a pitch, and that ball is loose, and it is picked up by Lima Central Catholic, and hustling down the field is E.J. Jones, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. So you bring in that second team give him a chance, and Jamari Stokes couldn't hold on to this football.
Yeah, so we got a whole new offensive line in there, brand new quarterback in there, running backs are trying to get the timing down, and these kinds of things happen in a late game. And is this the same kid that ran the kickoff back as well? Number 3?
Yeah.
So he's got himself a pair of touchdowns tonight, and they're only scores of the evening.
Well, they're going to kick for the extra point here. Again, this is a running clock, so we're already down to 3:39 left in this quarter.
On the ball, clock even runs on an extra point.
And the extra point attempt is no good. And a good job by the Hawks to get in there and disrupt that. So change of possession here. 3:28 remaining in the third quarter, and Bishop Hartley will get the football back. All right, Randall, you got Richard Schubert, who is watching again this week from Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend. You should see the picture of this guy when he played. He had a head of hair that would have any of us jealous. I mean, those locks were long and flowing and thick, and, you know, they called him the gangster of love back in the day. I'm telling you, this guy, he is going to be missed here. He is a staple here at Hartley on Friday nights, throughout the week, athletic department. And he's just going to be missed. And we want to see him come back as soon as possible. But, you know, it's homecoming. People come back. But he just went down there. So it's going to be difficult for him to turn right around and come back. He's still watching the paint dry on his brand new place in Fort Myers, living the life. And I think we should all make a trip down in January to go visit, just to make sure that everything is secure with him and to make sure that sun sets over Southwest Florida just right with the warmth. Versus when we are up here in the cold winter of the Midwest.
You got some poetry flow there or something, man.
Is that what
I
that
mean, you
is?
could be, I don't know, you could narrate a lot of things.
Then there was this one time when I went fishing. The fish were biting so.
Hartley smothers the ball, 36-yard line. So again, they'll bring the youngsters back out there and give them an opportunity to run this again, I would think. Plenty of big-time lead. Matt Melly, the quarterback. Lima Central Catholic taking a timeout here. Melly, another sophomore, 5'10", 160 pounds, takes over the offense.
Yeah, and that kid has to be nervous. You know, you're going in, homecoming, Friday night lights, you first go at it, you got to pitch the ball with the new running backs, new offensive line in there. So, and this is good. You got Randy Wooten in the middle of the crowd there. He usually does the JV games, so he's there in the middle, kind of calming his kids down and getting them all aligned and getting them ready. And that's Randy. Randy played here as an elite quarterback, awesome baseball player, basketball. So he's just an all-around athlete. And I do believe he was part of the state championship team on baseball as well. It's a lot of rich tradition, you know, former players coming back, not just to say hi, but to also mentor and coach the young kids. And that's kind of been Hartley's bread and butter.
So Melly under center. Now hand the football off and try to go over the right side. And getting some decent yardage right there for the Hawks. Brandon Hambrick.
And it's a small world. Brandon Hambrick, he's one of those kids. I'm outside walking in, and I see Bob in the box, and one of the guys stops me. It's the guy I used to work with. It's his grandfather comes to the game and says, "Hey, I'm here to see my grandson." I'm like, "Oh, no way." So I told him, if he runs the ball, we'll give a shout out. And there he goes. And he must have his grandfather's genes because he's a heck of an athlete.
Picked up 5 yards. They'll give it to him again. Trying to bounce to the outside. Good job here. He gets to the 48-yard line. It's going to be close and maybe a first down. I think he's got it by a yard. He does.
Now, his grandfather doesn't look like the typical grandfather. His grandfather served in the armed forces. He teaches. But he's one of those health fanatics, health nuts, almost like a David Key kind of body. So you've got this grandfather who is absolutely ripped. So when you think, okay, my grandfather's coming, and people look like, that's your grandfather? Because when he takes off his shirt, he looks like Groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons, and he is just ripped.
Another handoff. Hambrick just keeps on rolling. He'll pick up another 4 right there. That probably also helps you as a kid. You behave when you're at grandpa's.
Oh, yeah. You don't want the wrath of grandpa. And, you know, he's from a military background, so he's very disciplined, and everything is just as tidy as can be.
Hambrick, a junior on this Hartley team. Picked up 5 on that run. 2nd down and 5. They'll just keep on feeding him. And he puts his head down, gets across 45 down to the 44-yard line.
And he's getting a steady diet, so that's good to see. And he's got to stay healthy. He's getting a little nicked up there, trying to stretch out his legs. But that's what happens when you come in as a kid ready to go. You haven't played all first half, and now you kind of got to get it going. And he's huffing and puffing a little bit. But, you know, Grandpa does 100 push-ups every morning. So Grandpa does not want to see that. I'm sure he's going to have some words for him tomorrow morning when they're running hills.
3rd down and 2. Hambrick off the right side. And they're going to catch him right at about the line of scrimmage.
I mean, Bob, could you imagine going to your grandpa's house and he's doing 100 push-ups and then he's beating you and running every day?
I always enjoyed visiting my grandparents. I don't know if I would look forward to it.
To the competition?
if I knew, like, whenever I went, it was like for fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't to work much, but 18 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Melly does snap it, hand it off to Hambrick, trying to go for it on 4th down, and Hambrick's not going to get there. They caught him again at the line, and this is going to be a turnover on downs.
And that's a big-time stop for the Lima Central Catholic defense. One of their few stops this evening, but I think that is a job well done as they keep fighting and they keep scrapping through it. And they're staying disciplined, and they got young kids in there as well. So it looks like they've got a bright future for them if they continue to build those young kids.
So the clock reaches 0 on the 3rd quarter. Again, we have a running clock. The rules are if you're up by 30 or more, it is a running clock. And that's in play here tonight. It's 46-13.
And I think that's one of the best rules that Ohio High School has done.
So Lima Central Catholic will wind up with the ball again. I'd like to say congratulations to the 2023 winners of the Bishop Hartley Golf Outing. There were 2 teams that tied for first place. Team 36, which was Dave Bowling, Matt Bowling, Josh Tasney, and Ryan White. And Team 2, Michael Armstrong, Matt Ferentz, Chris Kowalski, and Andrew Merrill. Congratulations to all the golfers, and we'll see you next year. Really?
Yeah, Chris Kowalski, I'm guessing he must have had his foot wedge in the bag. And nobody says anything when the boss pulls out the foot wedge, right?
Yeah. Well, principal does have, I'm not saying he used that club, but maybe he was good at picking teammates.
Look, all I know is
maybe he had a heck of a day.
Mike Winters always had a foot wedge in his bag, so he probably passed it along and bequeathed it to Chris as they change guard here at Hartley.
Lima Central Catholic, bad snap. That ball was on the ground, and they're going to cover it up. There's a whole new set of personnel out there for the Thunderbirds now, too. Not a surprise.
And I'm thinking Dave Bowling and Matt Bowling on that team, they are kin to Joey Bowling. And I'm waiting to hear from Joey. He's all the way out in Hawaii. So that might be our furthest viewer tonight if Joey's watching.
And if he's not, he missed out on the honor.
He sure did. He's a great guy.
Loss of 2 on that bad snap. Quarterback is going to keep it himself, run around the right side just across the 45 to the 46.
And yeah, Joey's a great guy, whether they're related or not. I think Matt is his brother. And we'll watch the replay here. It's a good movement.
Xavier Purnell, the new quarterback. 6'1", 175-pound freshman. We talk about throwing him right into the heat of the battle on a Friday night.
Into the fray. Yeah, and, you know, you get like going back to Joey, being an alum here at Hartley, I had a chance to coach him. But Joey also did a couple tours over in Afghanistan, and so he's a great American hero, alumni here at Hartley. And now he's out in Hawaii living with his family, and he just finished up his doctorate. So now it's doctor bowling. So we're excited about that, and that's the kind of stuff that are a legend here at Hartley. Those are the kids that Hartley produces. Not only are you great on the field, but you come back and you give to your country and you serve and you go to Afghanistan and you put in a couple tours. And then you become a great family man and a great community man. Get your doctorate. Now people call you doctor. And that's what it's all about. It's creating outstanding community members here at Hartley. And we're so proud of him. And today being my birthday, I put online, I said, hey, I don't want any cheers or anything like that. Donate to SEAL Kids, and it's for Navy SEALs who go over and protect us. Their families are home, and their kids need assistance, maybe with a tutor, helping to pay for school supplies. You donate to that, to SEAL Kids. And Joey was the first one today that got in and donated. So I'm just happy.
Well, it's that kind of night. We've talked about all evening here with this homecoming and the sense of family. And this football team just keeps on racking up the points. Oh, this is a live football. And Lima Central Catholic is going to get possession of it. But sometimes you just try to do too much. Sometimes it's just a fair catch to take the football. But you're a young guy. You're getting a chance to get out there on the punt return tonight. And it's just a mistake, and that was James Ndwega.
And he'll learn. He'll learn. It just got lost in the lights, the excitement. You see the ball coming, and, you know, the ball's far away. All of a sudden, it's just this big balloon coming at you. And it's homecoming, and the crowd's cheering, and you want to catch this ball and take off and impress somebody, and it just slips through your hands.
So now you've got Lima Central Catholic, who thought they were done with a 3-and-out. Now they get a chance to get the football again. They get it deep in Hartley territory at the 22-yard line. Quarterback Purnell in the shotgun takes that snap and he hands it off, and they dance through the right side, and they're going to pick up a little bit of yardage this time as the running back is Javante Davis. He's a freshman. These guys aren't messing around. They're not going JV. They're going right to the freshman team right here.
They're going to the freshman team, get some experience, get those kids out there, because they all want to have tape and film on these kids, because the eye in the sky does not lie. So it gives an opportunity for them to break down the film, figure out where we're getting better and where we can improve.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Again, they bring a man in motion. Fake the handoff this time. Purnell wants to keep it. And he gets to the outside, but he won't get to the first down marker. It's going to be down, looks like the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and even a game like this where it's homecoming, it's a little bit out of control. We got the running clock going. I'm loving that the student body is still going. They're still here. The pit is still here. They're still active. The band is still playing. The cheerleaders are doing a fabulous job. So kudos to the cheerleading coordinator and their coach. They're doing a fabulous job, and it's neon is the color theme for the night. And they're just waving around these neon lights and keeping the crowd going. And it's tough when it's a scores like this to keep the crowd going, but they're doing it, and nobody's left. So that's amazing.
Purnell takes a big hit. May or may not have that first down. Depends upon the spot here. It looks like they're going to put it at the 11. No, they'll back it up to the 12-yard line. Just a little bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
And this is where the benefit of having a band comes in. The band is playing, and they're kind of getting the crowd pumped up. And Hartley's never had a band quite like this as it's growing. Their music program is growing every year. So the young musicians out there, football, cheerleading, fall sports is not your thing, but you're into the music scene. Hartley's the place to be, and they're getting the crowd going. And let's see if they can get this first down, 4th and 1.
And that game clock is turning. The play clock just started to turn. 4th down and 1 from the shotgun. Purnell steps to the outside, and he's going to get the first down.
That's a good job by the young man running that wildcat. He stuck his nose in there and said, let me back out a little bit, and just dip to the outside and get that first down. So it's a really good job, good push on that right-hand side.
So they'll be at the 11. They could get a first down without getting a touchdown here. See if this Hartley defense can stand up, stop the run. Fake the handoff. Purnell caught in the backfield, and he is brought down. That is a good tackle. The Hawks getting a little production right there from Donovan Tucker, who stays in the game. He's one of their big guys.
Yeah, no, I think that's number 80 instead of 20.
And I can't get the 8s and the 2s right today.
No, I think his jersey's crinkled. It's the crinkle in the jersey.
It would have surprised me that Tucker was still in there. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tucker plays that. I relabeled that position that he plays. I call it the honey badger position because he's back there just hunting all the time, and he's an elite safety in this league.
Purnell hit again, brought down. Well, I talked about this defense kind of stiffening up, and that's exactly what they're doing right now.
That's a big 33 in there on the open field tackle. That's pretty good coming off that edge.
So good. You talked about that big number 33. That's Vincent Mertz. He's a junior.
And I love to see, so compared to last week at this time when the young kids got in, when they would line up, they weren't in their stance. They weren't lined up correctly. They didn't have the linebacker stance. They were standing straight up. This week, now they're looking like football players. They got coached up during the week. They're looking like football players. We got a busted play.
Well, and that's going to be down to the 1 yard line. You talk about a busted play, and when we look at this again, there was a fumble on the snap, and that actually helped Lima Central Catholic because when the ball bounces back up to Purnell, everybody's gone by him here. Look, they're all past him.
Yeah. Maybe that was the design play.
First down and goal from the 1 yard line. And the snap. And there is no going toward that goal line. Up until that play, Hartley had been doing nothing but pushing the Thunderbirds back. They'd gone from a 1st and 10 back to a 15-yard line. They were out by 15 to get that first down before that busted play that turned into the big game. So they're just picking up where they left off before that.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. Sometimes, you get a busted play and then you scramble and make something out of it. We got a little substitution going on here. Some more kids getting in. I'd love to see that.
Patrick Javetsky, big man checking into the middle. And here's Purnell trying to dance his way to the outside again.
One hand with the ball and got stripped and fumbled it.
So the Hawks doing the job.
Well, the quarterback's running in a pile of people, holding the ball with one hand and trying to stiff arm 5 people. Loses the ball. And it's a good learning opportunity for a young quarterback come tomorrow when they look at the film.
Yeah, as you said, there it is. It's way out, and then it is stripped. And again, that was Mertz who strips the football. I'm surprised you're still here, actually.
Oh, look, I'm telling you, I will not leave this.
No. They announced $1 hot dogs, $2 cheeseburgers. I thought.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
I thought you'd be blowing by me here.
Let's go. I don't have the extender on the headsets. If I had the wireless headsets, I think that's a game changer.
Hartley hands it off, and they busted over the right side. This is going to be a big game. And this is going to be for a first down. And once again, they hand that football off to Brandon Hambrick.
Oh, he's going to be good in store tomorrow, and I think he got nicked up on this play. He's catching a cramp. He's catching a cramp. He's keeping his legs straight and laying it out.
So that'll stop the clock with 1:50 to go.
And down here, young shoemate, number 7, grabbed his helmet and wanted to go in, and coach had to pull him back. He's like, no. this is not your time, young man. You are done. Go sit in the ice tub and soak it all up and get ready for next week. We're going to need you down the road for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Yes, indeed. Very, very true. And let's talk about what's coming up next week. You know, enjoy this. Enjoy these last couple of weeks, because next week you go back into a good CCL battle when you have to go cross town and take on Bishop Watterson.
Oh, that is going to be a battle. Last year was a battle. This one's going to be a battle. They are really – so the last couple of years, this Watterson rivalry has really kicked up. And Hartley has been on the short end of that stick on a couple times, and then Hartley's also given it to him a couple times. So it's really been a good battle between those two.
And you got all those CCL battles coming up. You've got the game at Watterson next week, and then on October 6th, right here against St. Francis de Sales, and then on October 20th, here at Jack Ryan Field against St. Charles. So those are 3 highlight games. There's a look at that the schedule. You look on the right-hand side. That's what's left after tonight. And those 3 games are huge highlights.
And you hate to think that one game is bigger than the other as you take them one at a time. But that St. Charles game, in my opinion, is going to be a rock'em sock'em type of game. St. Charles has some new mojo over there. They're really pushing people around a little bit, and so they are no longer the doormat of the league. So now you have a competitive league where any one of those teams, you have to be strapped up and ready to go at all times. And I know there was a little kerfluffle last year with St. Charles. Young kids will do silly things online, and unfortunately mess around with silly games, get silly prizes. And they had to find out quick from Hartley not to do that anymore. And if they dare do that again, it's going to be on and popping once again.
Hartley running this clock down. There's only 8 seconds left on the play clock. They can, they're in the victory formation. They snap it, they kneel on it. And this clock has been turning throughout the second half. Hartley had a 30-plus point lead going into the second half of this game. And now they are lining up near the 50-yard line. And that'll do it. They will let that clock run out tonight here at Jack Ryan Field for a second straight week. Bishop Hartley dominates on their home field. Final score tonight is going to be 46-13. The damage done in the first half of this game. Let's remember, Hartley scored the first touchdown. Lima Central Catholic returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown. 83 yards for a touchdown. It was a 7-7 game at that point. Hartley took it over from there and never gave it back.
Never gave it back. They didn't look back. They won 14-7, jumped up, and never looked back. And they got that rhythm. It took them some time to get over some of the penalties, the missteps. But once they got their rhythm and found their rhythm, they were ready to go.
Robert Lathan with a couple of touchdowns tonight. Rory Ralston with a couple of touchdowns scored tonight. They spread it around. They really did in the first half. Once they just started building that lead, they used all the weapons that they had. Gaelic threw for a touchdown before it was all said and done. I thought they did a great job when they had their starters in there of getting everybody involved in doing something positive here. It's 2 weeks in a row of everybody involved doing something positive. As you get ready to go into league play next week, you're going to need that positivity. You're going to need the experience that they got these last 2 weeks.
And what I really like about Hartley the last couple weeks, that defense. It's slowly churning. And those dogs are waking up. And those dogs are barking. And they're going to be unleashed on the CCL in the next few weeks. And people are going to feel the fury of that Hartley defense. I think that's going to be the catalyst for this team.
So the Hawks gather in front of the pit, which is the student section here at Jack Ryan Field. Sing the alma mater and enjoy the night. A beautiful fall night. It couldn't have been more picture perfect for homecoming fans here from classes of all ages returning to Jack Ryan Field to watch the Hartley Hawks tonight and watch them win indeed. Dominant they are as they beat Lima Central Catholic tonight, 46-13. Final score in this game. So now it's preparing for Bishop Watterson next week. That game is on the road. The Hartley Hawks will be right back here on their home field in 2 weeks. But big games remaining. It's hard to believe there's only 5 games left on the schedule right now, Randall. I mean, you wait for months and months and months just to play that first game, and then it starts to roll. They're halfway through this thing.
Yeah, and they're getting going right now. So this is the first quarter of the season. So the first quarter of the season is first 5 games. Second quarter of the season, your league play. Third quarter of the season, you start getting through some of the playoff games. And the fourth quarter, championship, baby. So that's how they pace it out here at Hartley. Everything is about building that momentum. And we have this great tradition here at Hartley called Birchfield Thursdays, where you get to come and have practice on Thanksgiving, and all the alumni come out, and we've dubbed it as Birchfield Thursdays. And you have to be the select few, the elite, to get to Thursday practice in Ohio football, and that's when you know things are good.
And if you think that's a long way away, it's not.
No.
It'll be here before you know it. There's a lot of work to be done between now and then if you want to celebrate that Thursday in that way. And again, it all starts next week at Watterson. 3 games in the CCL remain in the final 5 games on this schedule. Randall, thank you very much. Great to see you again, man.
Hey, good to see you.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I appreciate it. Look, this is all about Jack Ryan Field on the 33rd anniversary. And, we get Birchfield Thursdays for the playoffs. And then the final game, when you make it to the championship, we call it Jack Ryan Championship. They bring in the alumni, and they bring in everybody that comes in. It is amazing.
If they play a playoff game here and you parachute in for it, that would be incredible.
Well, I have a guy down in South Carolina, Trevor York. He does a whole bunch of parachuting, Hartley alum, and he's part of that class, that's having their 30th anniversary. Maybe we'll get him to do it.
I want to see you in a tandem jump.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Thanks, man. Again, happy birthday. Enjoy your evening. That'll do it from here at Jack Ryan Field. Homecoming, a big-time success. The Hartley Hawks, their offense churning here tonight. Their defense doing the work that it had to do. Big night for Robert Lathan Jr. That's one of his 2 touchdowns that he got here this evening. But the Hawks, once they got the motor churning, they just kept stepping on the gas. Final score, it's Hartley 46 and Lima Central Catholic 13. For Randall Sampson, I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for watching us tonight. You've been watching Hartley football right here on Yamo Media.